Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Titans Return Astrotrain. Now, we've already looked at this mold once. With the Sentinel Prime. Less than enthused with that version of it, because it's... I think they're really selling themselves short sometimes when they're making the alternate versions before the real versions of the mold are coming out. Kind of sucks. So anyway, here you're using his trade mode. He's got the wheels, whoopty. It is what it is. Open this up. Got the little headmaster dude. Head's on a ball joint. Shoulders are on ball joints. But really you just get a little up, a little down. Legs are on double hinges. That's really all there is to it. Pull this gun off to the side and you can have him sitting there if you want to. Just like that. Pull this gun off. Set those off to the side. But yeah, there's his trade mode. Not too enthusiastic about it, but it is what it is. Pull this off, and this comes over here. And we want to pull these down. Let's see here. I think we fold these up. This will come down. Fold these up. Oh, and we want to flip this up, rotate this around. This is the first Transformer I bought this year. Just because it was at the Walmart right next to my work, and like I see it there a lot, and I was like, yeah, maybe I'll pick it up today. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I'll pick it up today. Maybe not. And then finally it was like the last one was there, so I was like, you know what? I should pick it up before I sit there and say, oh man, I wish I would have picked it up. So fold the arms down. This will come down, tab in, and then these pieces will okay. Alright, and then we just plug those in to the back of the arms, fold those out, and there you have Astrotrain in his space shuttle mode. And you can flip these out, and these are his landing gear. Well, I think it looks pretty good. I like this mode a lot better than the trade mode. I think this looks pretty good. So folding that back up, fold those back up, untap the arms, flip these down, Transformation is fairly straightforward, nothing new and exciting here. Again, we've already reviewed this mold before. You just fold these to the back, fold these to the back, and then flip those out, and that kind of makes these like shoulder pylons. Collapse the head. And this will just plug in like so. There we go. And there we have oh, flip out the hands. And then we have Astrotrain in his robot mode. And these wings are a little loose, but that's what you get when you reuse a mold several times. I'm sorry. I don't give a shit what people say. There's still a thing called mold degradation. It happens. You use a mold too much, it wears it down, and you have to either replace parts of the mold or stop using it entirely. This guy's already suffering from it because these things are super loose. This side's loose too. But anyway, legs are a little on the floppy side as well. So, I wish they would have used him first, before they did Sentinel Prime. So, but hey, what do I know? So anyway, figure looks great. I think he looks awesome. For Voyager class, $25 figure, I think this looks great. Now, I watched some reviews on this guy, and some people don't like him that much, like this mold that much. Think of say like it's pretty plain in comparison to what we used to get. But here's with Chug Optimus Prime. So he's a full head taller. I think he's got more detail to him. He's got a lot of sculpted detail here. I like it. I like this a lot. Definitely he's lighter than him though. He's got some big hollow masses. That's just going to be the way it is forever with Transformers. And just as a reminder, grab one. Here is G2 Hooligan. Now this figure was 1994. So that is what? 23 years ago? So this figure's 23 years old. Hollow bits. Hollow bits. Hollow bits. Hollow bits. Like there's a hole right there for no reason. Hollow bit. Hollow bit. And they didn't cover any of these up. This figure's, 27 years old. I think, before people complain about the hollowness and the lack of covering it up, and I'm one of those people, I've done that in the past. But then when I was really looking at some of the older figures in my collection, I really stopped and was like, wait, are the figures getting more hollow? Or are we just becoming more picky? Because, like I said, 24 or 23 years ago, here's a Transformer that's got a lot of hollow bits. And all the Cyberjets are like that. So, all the Beast Wars are like that. Look at any of the Beast Wars. Every Beast War that has ever came out had hollow bits to them. Except for maybe the McDonald's ones, which is an odd thing to think about. But yeah, all the old Beast Wars figures, they had hollow bits to them too. So, anyway, let's just not dwell on it anymore. So he's got his rifle. You can plug that in. So this piece here can rotate a little bit, side to side. His head rotates left and right, little up, little down. Shoulders swivel up and down, in and out. Bicep swivel. There's an elbow bend. It does feel a little light. No waist swivel, but that's due to transformation. There's no way to do that with the transformation. Hips, got a nice solid ratchet up and down. Ratchet in and out. Bicep swivel. Bends, knee bends. Feet swivel up and down. no rocker. And yeah, all in all, I mean, let's also, talk about that too, while we're at it. So here's Classics Prime. This is probably one of the best versions of Optimus Prime, according to a lot of people. No ratchets on his hips, up and down. No ratchets in and out. No ratchet on the knee. He's got a ratcheted elbow. So when people complain about the newer figures versus older figures, a lot of times they're talking like older generations and Chug, the original classics line. And what I'm trying to point out here is that here we've got what's considered one of the best versions of Classics Optimus Prime, and functionality wise he's about the same as him, only he's a lot more simple over his transformation. Here's a Classic Seeker with hollow bits and hollow bits and hollow bits, and he doesn't have that many hollow bits. I was just looking for that. He's built pretty solid, but yeah, I don't know. I think, and there's no rocker here either. Anyway, what I was trying to say, like I said, is I don't think while the material's definitely getting lighter, I don't think that the figures are really getting that worse and like I said, I'm a culprit of this too. They're not getting worse as much as we're having higher expectations for a company that's charging $25 for a toy. And keep in mind, it's a toy. We are still not, us collectors are still not the number one buyer of this market. Yes, they do cater to us a lot lately, but we're not the number one buyer. It's still children that are the number one buyer for these things. So, anyway, let's see, what else? One thing to remember when you're looking at this Astrotrain is remember the original Classics Astrotrain, with the gigantic forearms that were half a shuttle. And I wish I still had him for the gun, because that gun was huge for him. I'm trying to think. Super loose legs, like every copy I ever had just terrible legs. And I want to say the feet weren't great either. And he was all white. This guy's kind of like a grayish, definitely a gray and a purple. So he's more accurate to the G1 than the Classics version of the character that we had already gotten. He's a Voyager scale, which is more appropriate to the character, because they're supposed to be bigger than Seekers, and I think it's supposed to be a little bit bigger than Megatron. And what's cool is that we're going to get Blitzwing and Octane real soon. Yes, they've already used the molds, and no, I don't think that was a good idea. So, but all in all, I like this figure a lot. I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. The 2 points that he's missing is, one, I really think they should have used this guy first. Did this guy first before Sentinel Prime. Done him, and then done the clear Sentinel Prime for like the exclusive for what was it, San Diego Comic-Con that came out last year. I think that would have been a better use for that mold. And then maybe done a regular release for Sentinel Prime for those people that didn't get him from the San Diego Comic-Con. I think that would have been a better choice. But, hey, what do I know? I'm just the collector. So, anyway, I think it's a great offering. Titan's Return is definitely my favorite line to come out of Transformers, probably since Transformers Prime. Combiner Wars, like, it started off with such a great bang that the Superion was just great right out of the park, but it quickly rolled into what the hell is repaint number 32 of the same fucking jet or the same fucking car. Now, at least when they're retooling them, they have heavy retools where it's hard to see. So I'm really enjoying this. I do really enjoy the Titan's Return. It does revitalize Chug for me. I don't know if it'll revitalize it for everybody. But for a quick size comparison, here he is with Deluxe Jet. Here he is with Legends car. And we already did the Classics Prime, but here he is with the MP10 downsize. So you see he's just a little shorter than him. And I think this looks great. I love this look. I love this look. I do. I think this looks great. I just wish we had Seekers that were maybe about this tall. So they would be about a head shorter. That's where I want my Seekers. That's what I would really like. I'm probably going to end up having to get the iGear ones again. But yeah, so yeah, there you go. There's the Titan's Return Astrotrain. I like it. I highly recommend it. I'd say, again, with most Hasbro stuff, I don't sit there, I hardly ever will say, you know, order this or whatever. But if you're walking through Walmart or Target and you happen to cross this guy, I say definitely pick him up.